Hello, and welcome to Let's Be Creative with the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts. My name is Liam Robertson, and today I will be sharing some insights on how to practice or when we get stuck. Many times when we progress on our journey as an artist, at whatever level we decide we're at, we run into ruts or blocks with our practicing, sometimes not even practicing at all. One first item to do before we get started is to reorient your practicing. Ask yourself the question, what is slowing down my practice? Am I not enjoying it? Is it becoming overwhelming? I don't know what to practice. Am I getting frustrated when I practice? Once you start to ask yourself this question and certain answers come up, try not to distill one right away and just let them sit for a while. See what really comes together. I'll cover some of these topics and big picture ideas in more detail in another installment, but today I'm going to cover some small steps to take whenever we're in a rut over what we're practicing, getting frustrated, or in music, making the same mistake over and over. For this example, I'll be using two musical instruments and they will be the saxophone and the ukulele. Here's an example of playing the ukulele or any chordal instrument such as guitar, where we might be going through and playing a song, and there's always that one part of the passage that we never play quite so good. Here I'm playing the intro to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I'm going to have some trouble playing between one chord to another, the F to E7. Frustrating, right? We all have those examples of we're playing through a song and there's this one little section that is a little tricky to play, and we'll play through it 1,000 times and maybe it gets better, maybe it doesn't. So one thing to do in some of those cases, instead of playing through the whole song over and over and over again to trying to make that one little section better, is to pinpoint what's not going so great and then focus in there and just take a lot of time. In this example, I'm going to play between the F chord and the E7 very slowly, gradually speeding up just for the sake of our time, and naturally getting that feeling in my body so I don't have to think about it too much, because sometimes the thinking of our head to our body creates more and more anxiety or frustration that leads to a less desirable time doing what we love, which is making art, making music, acting, or whatever. So in this example, watch what I do as I take the time to play between this little trouble passage and make it smoother and smoother until it's nice and clean. Now, check out how that sounds playing the intro again. Next, with the saxophone, I'm going to look at how you can do something like taking your scales and playing through those boring, monotonous things, but using them in a way that you can be playful with them. So I'm going to play a G-flat blues scale on the saxophone, very nice and slowly. And then from there, I'm going to take it and just play with it up and down on the saxophone in different ways, mostly playing the scale, but just having fun with it. And after I get more and more of a sense of facility with that scale, just taking my time to play it and hear how it sounds, I can maybe figure out how to just play a famous blues song intro. Take a look. go. Taking something really slow and giving yourself the space and time to be creative with it rather than having pressure and a feeling of doing it right versus wrong can create more and more of an enjoyable and creative experience in your practicing. Try that out with any little blocks you used to have with old songs that you loved playing but never felt like you played quite as great. Really listen for those little parts that you go, this is where I could get better. Be honest with yourself and work on those little sections, practicing them, whether they be notes or chords or whatever they may be, and take boring, monotonous things like scales and take them really slow, slowly speeding them up, and just trying different, strange, playful things with them until you start to hear melodies that you might recognize. Try that in your practicing and see if that gets you inspired and more energized to practice further. That's it for me. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in again at 3:30 on the second Tuesday of next month for another Let's Be Creative. Until next time.